Alright. A86 cup. Let's give this thing a whirl. How was that? Okay, so for as good as those songs are, I think this joke is overused and I need new material. Welcome to Season 6 of the Fast Track. Things have changed, and yet things have stayed the same. We're still racing spec Japanese touring cars, but it's a different make and model, and the driving wheels are in the correct place this time. Welcome to the AE86 Cup. As the name implies, we'll be using Toyota's iconic 5th generation Corolla for the next 6 weeks, specifically a Sprinter Trueno Coupe, using a tuned version of the equally iconic 4AGE engine, putting out around 200 horsepower. Much like last season's Civic Type R, the 86 is praised for being incredibly lightweight and an ideal racing machine, with the pedigree to back it up, winning the Manufacturers' Championship in the 1986 European Touring Car Championship, as well as the 1986 and 87 BTCC Championships, not to mention its ubiquity in the drifting scene. Oh yeah, it also appeared in some anime called Initial D, and I guess that's how everyone got exposed to this car, why it's revered the world around, and one of the reasons why this commuter car from the 1980s fetches absurd prices on the used market. Yeah, the term tofu tax originated with this car in that anime, by the way. Anyways, moving on to the first track we're tackling with this car, and I was not able to dig up a whole bunch of information about the KazanRing. The most that I could come up with is that it broke ground in 2006 on the remains of what used to be a sand quarry, and the man behind the design of the track is recurring character to this series, Herman Tilke. Its basic layout was completed in 2009, being used for amateur races, track days, and testing purposes, but received several upgrades in 2010 and 2011 that made it into a prim and proper track for national competitions. Fun fact about this version of the track though, it comes to us as an official production done by SMP Racing, one of the most prominent racing teams in Russia, for use in several national sim racing competitions in 2022, some of which actually happened at the real-world track. They haven't done much since then though, mainly due to the FIA putting a sanction on Russian drivers and teams as a consequence of an unpleasantness that I'm not sure I can mention by name in this video, but here's hoping that it's remedied soon and we can see them in action again. But for now, we'll have to settle for getting into this week's Hotlap. The lap starts with a slow right-hander that opens on the exit. Brake around the 100 board on the left, graze the inside curb, use all of the asphalt on exit, and cut back in to take turn 2 flat. Take note that touching any non-striped curb will invalidate your lap. Turns 3 and 4 have a tricky braking zone that starts right before the outside curbing starts. Downshift to second, keep the car to the outside, and turn in when 4 starts to tighten up. The 5, 6, 7 complex is easily the most challenging part of this track. Start braking as you approach the top of the crest, hug the left, and try to carry as much momentum as you can through 6 while you swing the car to the right and back to the left for 7. Throttle management is the name of the game through here. Watch the outside curb of 7, as it is somewhat strict in terms of track limits. After that hecticness, take a breather on the back straight, if you aren't preparing to send it on someone. Turn 8 is a simple 90-degree left-hander. Simple out-in-out line here, maybe getting on the gas a little bit early, followed by the almost flat turn 9, and braking just before the end of the railing for turn 10, getting on the throttle early so you can stay left and carry as much speed as you can entering 11. Don't choke by overextending the exit of 11, and you've got a lap. Despite this car's engine being naturally aspirated, the torque curve for it is weird. It's easy to bog down the engine when you get below 4,000 RPM, and it's equally as easy to spin the car on a heavy foot when the torque does kick in, so get a feel for how the car wants to behave when the engine's in its peak rev range. Another major thing to note is that these brakes, for lack of a better term, suck. They suck so bad that I recommend taking pressure out in the setup to prevent them from locking if you're having trouble with keeping them from locking up under heavy braking. Pumping the brakes to ease the load on them can only get you so far. And as I put the calculations on screen, I do want to mention that the race weekend format has not changed since last season. For the uninitiated, I'm talking about a 15-minute qualifying session followed by 2 20-minute races. I have a feeling I might be in for more than what I bargained for with this car. Only one way to find out though. Join me next week as we tackle the East configuration of Grand Valley Speedway. But until then, like, comment, and subscribe for more, good luck, and I'll catch you all next time.